Before you begin, make sure you have your Photoshop open and ready to go here on the home screen. And you want to start by downloading image 1 of the scarf here. Make sure you hit the download button here at the top right-hand corner. And when it downloads, drag and drop it here into this open workspace. There's no need to create a canvas. Once you do this, go ahead and go back to your document and download the image of the peach. I'm going to drag and drop it down on top of the scarf image. You'll see it pops in transform mode, so we're going to go ahead and make it smaller, not that big. And you want to place it here where it's halfway in between that fold. That's important for this to work. So place it to where it's about right there and hit enter. Next, we're going to use our quick selection tool. So it's tucked away in the fourth tool down, about right here. It might be stuck on object selection tool or magic wand, but it's tucked there under the fourth option. And you want to get just the peach itself selected, not the white background. So go ahead and select the peach. And I'm going to show you guys about layer masking. So the layer mask button is down here on your layers panel. So if you do not have your layers panel, go ahead and go to window and check layers, and this should pop up. And you should see you have 2 layers right now, the background and the peach. You want to hit the layer mask button, which is down here. It looks like a square with a circle cut out. When you click that, you'll see that it is going to cut out that white background. What's nice about layer masking is it's non-destructible. So when you go to, let's say you wanted the white background again, you can delete that layer mask or not. Okay, so keep that there. So you want to grab your paintbrush tool. So your brush tool is down here on your toolbar. The shortcut is B, so that's an easy way to select it. And the brush has settings up here in the options panel. So you want to select this option to pull open your options here. And you'll see we have our general brushes here. And you want to select the hard round option. Typically, all of these are is just presets. So if you have the soft round, you just have to increase the hardness here. But let's set it to about 90. Let's do 95%. And then you can change your size here. However, I do prefer to change the size here, so I'm going to click off of that. I'm going to use my bracket keys here on my keyboard. If you look down at your keyboard and you look where the P key is, the bracket keys are in between the P key and the Enter key. And you'll see when I push down my right bracket, it increases my brush size. The left bracket decreases. But up here is how you change that manually. So go ahead and set your brush to about 30 size. And down here on our toolbar, this is the color of your paintbrush. So if I were to go ahead and start painting, it's going to paint black. And this switches it. So you'll see this will switch it between white and black, and that's important. So if you paint with black on a layer mask, notice how it gives it the illusion that you are erasing, but it's really not. If I switch back to white, like so, it's going to bring back my pixels. The most important thing about layer masking is you always want to make sure you are on the layer mask. If you look over here on my layer, this is my layer mask. Occasionally, it'll sometimes switch over here. And if it does, you'll see this will pop up. It's going to ask you to rasterize it. Hit OK. But see how I'm actually painting on my image? That is not good. You always want to make sure if you're trying to layer mask or mask out something, you want to make sure that this thumbnail here is selected. That is your layer mask. So white reveals pixels and black conceals them. The X key switches. If you look over here, I'm pressing down X. See how it's switching my default colors there? So that's a nice shortcut to add to your shortcut list. So I'm going to have black selected, and I'm going to go ahead and lower my opacity. So over here is my opacity of my layer. You want to make this somewhat transparent. So see how I'm making it kind of transparent? So that way I can see where to paint out. I want to give this the illusion that it's tucked inside of this cloth. So with my black paintbrush, I'm going to zoom in with Control plus and over with my spacebar. And you want to use your black brush here and paint along this line here. But you want to make it to look like it's that little leaf is outside. So I'm carefully masking out, and you can zoom in even closer. I want to make my brush a little smaller with my left bracket key. I'm just going to carefully paint around my leaf here. You want to mask out all of that. And if you accidentally say erase too much, you can always switch back to white and paint that back in. Remember, white reveals pixels again. Okay, black hides, white conceals. Okay, so you want to make sure that this is, so I'm using white and just kind of sharpening that. All right, once you get all of this bottom part masked out, I'm going to touch up, oops, I'm going to zoom in and touch up my edges. You'll see that my edges here, you have some of that white background. So with black, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of touch up that edge to make it, clean it up a little bit and make it look like there's none of that background left. So I'm carefully painting around. You might struggle a little bit with trying to get your mouse to work as smoothly, because I've been doing this for a very long time. You almost have to build your hand-eye coordination with this. So that's why I'm able to do this with at ease. So it's okay to take your time, Control Z to go back if you mess up, bring back your white paintbrush to bring things back. Okay. When you are all finished, bring your opacity back up to 100%. Okay, and again, zoom in. I'm grading on craftsmanship here. You want to paint out any parts of that white background. Okay, so this looks good. Let's go ahead and save this to our U drive. So you want to go to File, Save As, save this to your U drive, keep it as a PSD file because we still have more to do.